Hey guys, Armagun here tonight with another Wall of Gun review. So this time we have some different guns here. We got a lot of World War II American blasters. So, well, a couple non-circa World War II things, a beautiful Nighthawk and an AMT hardballer. Those aren't really up for discussion today though. So what we're doing is I'm going to give you guys a scenario, and then you guys are going to pick the best gun that fits that scenario. I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown on all the guns as well, so you can better inform said decision. But the scenario we're going with today is you're an American soldier, World War II, traipsing through Western Europe, liberating it from those evil Nazi bastards. So you guys get to pick one primary arm. Your sidearm, of course, is going to be the trusty old Nighthawk 9mm 1911. Just JK, it'll be a traditional 1911, obviously. A 45 ACP hard slugger. Anyways, pick one of these other guns as your primary. Unfortunately, I am missing an M1, M2 carbine stand-in. I don't have one of those today, so I apologize. You can pick that if you want. It's definitely got some things going for it. But keep in mind, your fighting conditions are going to largely be, some countryside stuff and also a lot of urban stuff. So we'll start up top. I'm going to work my way down through each gun, tell you a plus, a minus, and then, you guys will get to make your pick. So kicking things off up top, we have the M3A1 grease gun. This one has the handy dandy little magazine loader because these magazines are a uber prick. They are double stack single feed, so they are not very fun to load. Nice slow fire rate, just a chugga 450 rounds per minute or so. Really easy to keep those things on target. Full auto only, but it's slow enough you can basically pull off single shots. Your backup sights leave a little bit to be desired as well, but hey, you'll do your best. Next up, we have the M1A1. This is the simplified, modernized, it's basically just simplified Thompson. They ditched the cuts compensators, no fins on the barrel. This thing runs at a cool, like 675 rounds per minute-ish. You've only got stick mags as your options. You got 20 rounders and 30 rounders, but they are a nice double stack, double feed. You definitely have some improved iron sights on this guy, a little bit better there, and no longer a detachable stock. This thing is fixed to the gun. Basically, that's your setup. That's what you got. And those 45 ACP rounds, which also is what you're getting in the grease gun, those guys are basically 230 grain, traveling at actually out of the Thompson and the grease gun barrels there. They're going to be like a little over 900 feet per second. They're actually rocking a little bit more than they would otherwise be out of the short 5-inch 1911 barrels. It's a little bit more velocity. They still drop like a rock. But next up, we have the 1928 A1 pattern. This would have preceded the M1A1 and the M1. So you got a couple more nice things here. You got that nice little finned barrel. You got the cuts compensator. That's going to help keep that muzzle rise down. Because one problem that exists with all the Thompsons, kind of a Generation 1 SMG thing, you have this really dropping down stock. Long length of pull, it drops down. So your bore axis is not translating right back in your shoulder. It's kind of above, so it's going to naturally want to lift under full auto fire. So the cuts compensator does help counteract that just a little bit. You do have a faster fire rate on this one though as well. You're kind of more, 825 rounds per minute, 850 rounds per minute versus again the 675-ish on the M1A1. So you have that. You do also have a removable buttstock, so you guys can get nice and CQB with that guy. You can also run drums because this has the slot cut in the magwell, so you can run 50 or 100 round drums. A little extra flexibility for you there. So then we have the Garand, or the Garand if you're anywhere else in the world besides Canada, and that's going to be 30-06 now. Both the Garand and the 1918 A2, again circa World War II Browning automatic rifle, BAR, those both take the 30-06 cartridge. So that's about 2,800 feet per second and 165 grain bullet thereabouts. So that thing's cooking pretty good, and they have way more range, way more armor penetration power. But you've only got a semi-automatic with this, and you've only got 8-round end block clips. So that's going to be your trade-off there. And then with the BAR itself, you've got full auto fire. You've got, depending on your trigger group, either semi-automatic, full automatic, or two versions of full automatic, a slow and a fast fire rate. You've got a nice non-reciprocating charging handle, but you've only got 20-round mags, and you've got the super duper very clunky and clanky wingnut bipod that's rocking out front, taking up a bunch of extra weight. You've also got a little barrel shroud, aka shoulder thing that goes up, and that's that. But you got some pretty decent sights on the back of there. Anyways, guys, those are your choices. So what's it gonna be? I'll let you know. I would personally take, after a lot of consideration, I would consider the M2 carbine, the full auto M2 carbine. But in the context of what I have here, I would grab the 1928 A1 because it's just a freaking good time. I would base myself more so on probably urban fighting. I mean, it's gonna fall short in the in the countryside where you've got long shots and rolling hills and all that kind of stuff. That the Garand is definitely gonna be your best friend. But I do think when it gets down to urban fighting and inner city and building to building, which there was plenty of, that's just gonna be in the way. So I'd rather have quick change magazines that are easy to load, not quite as reliable as the grease gun. You do have another additionally added layer of reliability with those terrible magazines, single feed. It does improve reliability, but the Thompson is just, man, that's cool. And I want the OG with the cuts, thin barrel, the capability of taking drum magazines, even though they were not generally liked super much in World War II. The people thought that the stick mags were much more convenient, less rattly, less heavy, and all around pretty badass. So that's your Wall of Gun review today. Thanks a ton, guys. Again, Galatech wall system, pretty slick. Getting ready to do the other wall in my room. No, this isn't carpet. This is actually just some neat paint texture that I thought was pretty cool when I was growing up. Now, I want all the Galatech and all the Rhino Metal safes. Anyways, guys, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. There will be more coming soon. If you want to see a long, drawn-out version of this video where we go through things in much greater detail, I get all the guns in front of you, hands-on, go through all those controls, that is going to be on my YouTube channel. So go check that out. Thanks a ton. Arm and Gun out.